Back with another edition of the Garden Report, live from TD Garden, where the Boston Celtics have defeated the Washington Wizards 100-102. I'm your host, Joseph Pavone. I'm joined by Jeremy Karpf, here to break down this matchup. But first thing first, guys, I have to remind you to make sure you download the SeatGeek app. All you have to do is download the app, enter the promo code Garden Report, and you can get yourself a $20 rebate off your first purchase. That's keyword code Garden Report, all in one word, no spacing. Get yourself that $20 rebate. Now, let's break down this game. Rebounding, that's the story in this one, right, Jeremy? I mean, the Celtics not only out-rebounded their opponent by 15, they also grabbed 20 rebounds. Do you know when the last time the Celtics grabbed 20 rebounds?
When?
2 years ago, Jeremy. 2 years ago, and the last time they did it in a win was in 2009. So talk about the rebounding, and why did the Celtics put together so much effort in this one against a very good Washington Wizards team?
Yeah, I mean, it's really rare for you to end a game looking back and say this was all about the rebounds, but it really was. Celtics absolutely dominated the glass. 54 total, 20 offensive rebounds to Washington's 39. I mean, there was really no question. They cleaned up on the glass, got those second chance opportunities, and it made a huge difference in this game.
You know, I feel like Al Horford certainly set the tone when it comes to rebounding, because not only was he grabbing boards in that first quarter, but he sort of set the tone in putting the effort it takes to grab those rebounds. You saw him boxing out, and then after that, you saw Amir Johnson start boxing out. And then we got a Tyler Zeller sighting early on in the first quarter, and he was boxing out, and he was finishing down low. I feel like the front court certainly set the tone in the first quarter, Jeremy.
No question about it. I mean, it was a really tight first quarter. If you just looked at the first quarter, you probably wouldn't have expected the Celtics to get the 20-point lead that they held in the third quarter, but they did. They cleaned up on the glass continually, and it made the big difference.
You know, you're certainly right, because the Wizards actually had a 7-point lead in that first quarter. Celtics took the lead, took a 2-point lead into the second quarter, and they never gave away that lead. They continued to keep the lead for 3 quarters. The Wizards did manage to pull within 6 points in the fourth, but the Celtics made big stops, and one of the biggest stops came from Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart made a huge steal late in the fourth quarter. He also finished an offensive play that certainly was a turning point for the Celtics as they made the turn for home and closed out the Washington Wizards. They now have a 2.5 game lead over the Wizards, so they're really trying hard to secure that. Okay, well, yeah, we'll see what happens. There's still plenty of basketball left to be played here, but let it be known that the Celtics not only have a 2.5 game lead over the Washington Wizards, but they also starting to look like they might hold on to that second seed, right? I don't want to jinx it or anything, but it's looking like that might be the case, right?
I mean, it's looking that way. There's certainly an opportunity. I think 8 of their last 11 games are going to be at home. They're an excellent home team, so they have a really good chance of putting together 8 or 9 wins in this home stretch. So, I mean, honestly, the number 1 seed isn't out of the question at this point. Cleveland's coming in on, I think, April 5th. That'll be a monstrously huge game in terms of playoff seeding. Could determine the 1, 2, and 3 seeds. So, I mean, the Celtics have been playing great. And the starters, that core 4, has played only 28 games together.
All right, Jeremy, hold on. Cool it a bit, all right? We're talking the second seed now. You want to talk the first seed? You know what? And you know what? We're going to talk about the first seed. Let's talk about the first seed.
IT's ready to talk about it.
IT's ready to talk about it. We'll talk about what IT also had to say before and after this one. And we'll get into what else the Celtics need to do to make sure they close out this season as a 1 seed or a 2 seed. We'll see. Can the Celtics actually hold on to the second seed? Can they grab the first one? We'll break it down in part 2 of the Garden Report coming up next.